Good morning, children. Today we will learn about the lesson Egyptian civilization. First, we need to know what is civilization. The communities, societies, their culture, and their way of life during a particular period of time or in a particular part of the world is known as civilization. And these civilizations had certain common features. They are the human population grow as there was now plenty of food for the people to eat. Some people started to travel to buy and sell things. This was the start of trade. These civilizations had well planned cities with large buildings and streets. The growth of writing and language helped people to express their ideas. People developed their own religion, art, craft, and culture. Bronze Age. Most of the early civilization grew near rivers because rivers provide enough water for the large number of people. The soil near the river was very good for farming. The rivers are not only provide water for the crops but could be used for travel too. Instead of stone, the people of the early civilization used bronze, a metal, to make tools and weapons. These civilizations are therefore known as Bronze Age civilization. There are four Bronze Age civilizations. 1. The Mesopotamian civilization, which is near the river Tigris and Euphrates. Second, the Egyptian civilization near the river Nile. The Harappan civilization near the river Indus. And the last fourth Bronze Age civilization is Chinese civilization near the river Honghe. As you can see in the picture, the first is the Harappan civilization, second Mesopotamian civilization, Egyptian civilization, Chinese civilization. Now in this lesson we are going to learn about the Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization which existed about 5000 years ago. The main source of information for the Egyptian civilization are the remains of buildings, objects used by the people, and the writing records they left behind. Location. The Egyptian civilization flourished along the bank of the river Nile. Egypt is also called as Gift of Nile. The important cities in the Egyptian civilization are Thebes, Giza, and Memphis. People. The Egypt, the king was called as Pharaoh. In Egypt, the king was called as Pharaoh. The people respected him and even worshipped him as a god. Some of the important pharaohs were Khufu, Akhenaten, Ramesses II, and Tutankhamun. Most of the people were farmers. There were also scribes or writers who kept all the written records. In this civilization, the people believed in many gods and goddesses. buildings. Many old buildings and ruins have been found in Egypt. The most well known ruins are pyramids or tombs of the pharaohs. These pyramids were built as the resting place for the pharaohs and other important people. When the pharaoh died, the dead body was wrapped in the cotton cloth or bandages and preserved with special oils. This process is known as mummification, and the body wrapped in this way is called mummy. The mummy was kept in a beautiful gold coffin and or a box. Even today, the Egyptian mummies are well maintained and kept in museums. One such mummy is preserved in the Indian Museum in Kolkata. Today, Egypt is famous for its pyramids and other grand buildings such as temples. The Sphinx is another interesting figure made by the Egyptians. It has the body of a lion and the face of a man, which is shown as in the figure. Writing. The ancient Egyptians left behind a lot of written records on walls of buildings and on special papyrus scrolls. Papyrus was a plant which grew along the river Nile. It was cut into strips, and this was used for writing on after it was dried. The word paper comes from papyrus. The Egyptians used a type of picture writing known as hieroglyphic. This script has been read and understood. Historians have read and written records about pharaohs like Akhenaten, his beautiful wife Nefertiti, and the boy, the king Tutankhamun. Historians and archaeologists are still discovering new things about this amazing civilization. Thank you, children.